Hey there, softball fans. I'm Sydney Limmerher, and today I'm thrilled to bring you an exclusive behind-the-scenes glimpse into the lives of two phenomenal athletes from the Arkansas Razorbacks softball team. Get ready to meet Nikki McGaffin and Nyjah Fontenot, two players who bring unparalleled skill and passion to the diamond. But before we dive into their stories, let's take a moment to give a shout out to our sponsor, the Everett Auto Group. They're the driving force behind Buick's See Her Greatness campaign, celebrating the achievements and empowerment of female athletes. With locations in Benton, Bryant, and Rogers, the Everett Auto Group is about supporting women in sports, and we're so grateful to have them on board. Now let's get down to business. As your host for today's interview and former Razorback gymnast, I understand the dedication and determination it takes to compete at the collegiate level. I'm excited to dive into the experiences and insights of Nikki and Nyjah, two incredible athletes who embody the Razorback spirit. It's time to hear their stories and discover what makes them true champions on and off the field. So, without further ado, could you guys both start off by telling us a little bit more about yourself, some background, how you got into softball, how you came to Arkansas?
I'll start. My name is Nikki McGaffin, and I'm from Fort Collins, Colorado, and I started playing softball when I was 8 years old. I taught myself how to pitch off of YouTube videos.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yes, and I just loved it, and I've always been playing. I've always been a pitcher, and my dream was always to play in the SEC. So when the chances were available, I obviously was excited to come here, and I love it here.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. What about you?
My name is Nyjah. I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana. I started playing softball when I was 3 years old. I went to a lot of my dad's slow pitch softball games. He played softball and baseball when he was in high school and college. So just watching him grow up and being around the field, I always thought I wanted to play softball. So I started really, really young. And from then on, I just kind of continued to play. And then when it came to chance, Arkansas gave me a little call, and I was more than happy to come to Fayetteville.
Yeah. So let's talk about a little bit more about why Arkansas. Obviously, you said the SEC. That's the exact same reason I came here. I wanted to compete in the greatest conference in the nation. But what about Arkansas kind of drove you both here?
I kind of just was looking at a bunch of different schools, and I told myself I was gonna have a good gut feeling when I came.
Yep.
And when I came on my visit, it really just felt like home, and just I always asked myself, would I be happy here if I didn't have softball?
Yeah.
And my answer was yes, that I loved the city, I loved the school. It was just even the coaches were so nice. It was like a family here, and so it just ended up being a really good fit for me.
There's not really much I can add. I mean, it's the SEC. Of course, everyone grows up and want to play in the SEC, want to play at a really big school. My first ever camp here, I had bought 3 pieces of Arkansas because I knew I was I just need to stock up now because this is where I'm going to be. And in a few years, I came here. I mean, the city is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, I love how it's just a college town. There's no professional sports. It is strictly Razorbacks diehards 24/7. And I just absolutely love everything that the program brings and what this state has to bring to Arkansas.
Yeah, our fan base is different here, than anywhere else. It's awesome. Okay, so can you guys share a pivotal moment in your career that really influenced your passion for your sport? So something that was this is why I'm going to do softball for the rest of my life, basically.
For me, I grew up playing softball in Colorado, so it wasn't very big as Texas or California, and so I always knew that it was going to be hard to get recruited out of Colorado, and when I was 15, I had to have spine surgery.
Oh, wow.
And so it was bad, but it set me back, and I kind of did have that moment where it was it's going to be really easy if I want to just stop, or it's going to take some work. And I'm happy to say that 9 months later, I won the state championship and was everything.
Wow, what a comeback story there!
It was so fun. But I think I just having that setback. It really gave me the chance to either really go for it or not. And so making that choice, I think ever since then, I've just kind of been full into it.
I mean, I played softball and I ran track, but the thing was there's a lot of color in the track. There wasn't a lot of color when you play softball.
Yeah.
So just being able to break that barrier and just being able to play a sport that black children really doesn't really look forward to, and just being one face they can look at and be like, well, she's playing, I can play.
Yeah.
And I always look forward to that. And I mean, I didn't really play much when I was young. I started with rec ball, started when I was really young, and I decided to like jump into a big travel ball team, like, oh, I think I'm good enough. And I sat the bench for like 3 seasons, and it was just like, at that moment I was like, I want to play right now, and I want to be the best at it.
College sports, you have a big platform now, obviously. All eyes are on female sports, especially right now, and that means also on social media. So how do you think you can use social media to, utilize that voice and bring some positivity to female sports?
Yeah, I think NIL is big time in women's college athletics because we all know that it's also big for the boys, but for the girls, I think that it gives us a platform to just show other females that like how we get treated and the opportunities we have. And I feel like personally, I've used my NIL to show like brands that I love and that like help me and make me the person I am. And so just being able to like interact with fans and show them like a little bit more of like an insight of like what I do in a day-to-day life and what I use in a day-to-day life has really just like helped that connection where I don't think before like we didn't have that before. So.
It's humanizing yourself basically. It's like I am more than my sport, and like look at what I do. My day's not that much different than yours other than the training. So I love that.
No, I was absolutely about to say exactly what you say. Social media is just a piece where people can look at you offside the field, and you can look at social media and be like, wow, they're just like me.
Yeah.
Like we are just human beings who play a sport. Like we hit a yellow ball with the bat. Yeah. That's quite literally all we do. Like we're not more, we're not less. Like we are just like y'all. And then social media is really just a place to show everyone, like just a brand who we are. Like come to our sports, come support us, come show us love, just like how you show everyone else love. And I just love social media for being able to just branch out and just show everything.
So what do you want young Razorback fans to remember about you as you inspire them?
I think that one thing I'd want young Razorback fans to remember me by is just like going for it. I feel like my path hasn't been the same as many other people because I was from a state that didn't get recruited, and so I always just want to show people that you can pitch in the SEC when you're 5'5", and you can make it out of states and cities that don't have big eyes on them, and just to love and play with passion. I feel like I
just want people to know I'll bring the energy. I mean if you see me before games, you'll always see me dancing, you'll always see me singing. I really want people to remember me as being the energetic, lively person. Every time they see me, I really don't want anyone to see me down. I really want people to see me up, and just bringing the energy to Arkansas softball, just always being
well, because you never know who's watching either. I grew up watching the big girls, and the ones that look like fun, you're like, I want to go do that, or I can go do that when I'm older. So I love that. That's something that I think will take you very far in your career. Can you share a standout moment from your career where you felt a profound sense of accomplishment, whether it was, after an injury or after something that might have been a struggle to most that you kind of got over?
I think that obviously going back to when I had that back surgery, that next season I had to push myself, and it 9 months later it was the state championship, and I kind of really just it was a pivotal moment because I went for it, and we ended up winning. And after that, I won every single award that Colorado has to offer.
Oh my gosh!
I know. And I was the first person in Colorado history to ever do that in any sport.
Yeah.
And so I feel that was just huge because it was kind of just put a price that work I put into it. And so I just feel that was really just crazy to do, and I'm proud of myself for that.
Yeah, I just overcame an injury. I tore my ACL my freshman year, right before we were able to play at all. So a lot of Razorback fans, you can tell they're like anxious to see me out there. Like you could tell, like it was like before they could even see like what I was or what I could do, it was just like I was hurt and I was down. So just for them to be able to like see me on the field again and be able to be out there and like I said, bring the energy and just be up there, it's a really pivotal moment in my career because I never thought I would be injured. It's like you always like see the movies or you always see like girls injured and it's like that's never going to be me, and it just so happened like I was one of the girls that it happened to. So like just being able to know like I could overcome it and like I am back, like it's really pivotal in my life to know that I can move forward from anything.
So speaking of mindset, can you share any strategies or rituals that you do before the game that kind of keep your head in that mindset that you need?
So being a pitcher, it's definitely a lot.
Yeah, are you superstitious?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yep,
most pitchers are. Yep.
But I feel like there's things that we do throughout the week that get you set up for the weekend, and there's a lot of like preparation into our mindset for the weekend. So with Coach Deifel, we obviously like there's a plan and you know exactly what you're gonna do. And then before game weekends, I normally like watch film, journal, like kind of just like have a mindset pre-planned. And then going into the weekend, I have like sayings. I don't know if you ever watch softball and you see the pitchers talking to themselves. They're saying their little sayings to themselves. And I think that's just definitely benefited me in doing positive self-talk in game.
I am not superstitious.
No, not at all.
Like, at all. I can do something completely different and just it wouldn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I think my mindset is really just like being loose. Like the one thing I like to do is just like on the car right there with my teammate, just like listen to music to literally just loosen us up. I mean, the game has so much pressure built in already. Yeah. Like the last thing we need to do is just like drain ourselves by thinking about everything that could go wrong in the game, anything that can go in the game. So like before the game, just like talking to your teammates, making sure everyone's happy, everyone's loose, everyone feels okay, everyone's feeling prepared. So for me, like my mindset is just to go in as loose and just feel as confident as you can in yourself before going into the game.
Who was the first female athlete you remember watching and looking up to?
Mine was like mine was Bianca Bell. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I'm at Arkansas, but like, I was a big LSU fan. I was from Louisiana, and just like she was like the first like Black athlete I was able to see on the softball field and just perform at such a high level, and her name was just so well known. Yeah, I just was really, really into Bianca Bell, and I mean that just kind of, and just like going like LSU just produced so many great Black athletes like Aaliyah Andrews, AJ Andrews. I mean, it's just so nice to see color and just so much strength on the field. Like growing up, so that's like one woman like I really looked up to like when I was.
Yeah. I think that mine would be Jenny Finch, just because I was like, I don't know, I had an 8-year-old obsession with her YouTube videos. And so I feel like
it taught you softball. Yeah, there you go.
I need to go back and find those videos. But I think just like watching her, and at this point she was like done playing, I think, or like last 2 like years playing for USA. Yeah. But I think she was like a mom, and I just like always followed her, like, cause like she was like a normal person. Yeah. Like, and she was pretty.
Again, it humanizes people. Yeah, and she was pretty. That's awesome. Okay, last question. How do you address the haters and advocate for greater recognition and respect for women's sports?
I think that the hate comes with the sport. It, especially, again, being a pitcher, if you lose, it's on you. If you win, it's on you. But I think that we all know that we're going to have hate. It kind of just comes with it. And I think that our team is so close that we stand up for each other. And so I feel like just the security and knowing that like we're all okay, like it doesn't matter what other people say. So
addressing the haters, I mean, I don't know.
She's like, I don't address them.
I really don't pay attention to them. It's like the last thing on my to-do list.
Yeah, that's a good thing though. Yeah. And honestly, like, if you don't have haters, you're not doing it right, you know? Yeah. And that's a wrap for today's episode. I want to extend a massive thank you to the phenomenal female athletes who joined us today. Your stories are the heart and soul of our podcast, and your greatness truly shines through in every word. I also want to express my gratitude to the Everett Auto Group for continuing to promote the See Her Greatness campaign. With locations in Benton, Bryant, and Rogers, they're not just in the business of selling cars. They're champions of celebrating female excellence in sports. To my listeners, I can't thank you enough for tuning in and being a part of this empowering journey. Remember, you can catch up on all of our episodes and stay connected with the latest from Everett's See Her Greatness campaign by following us on social media. Until next time, keep believing in your greatness, keep striving in your dreams, and keep celebrating the incredible achievement of women in sports. This is Sydney Lemmerhurt signing off.